I came home from a work trip, rolled my suitcase up my own driveway, and found my clothes packed into cardboard boxes in the hallway, while a brand new lock sat on my bedroom door. My parents were downstairs at my kitchen table, drinking coffee I paid for, like nothing had moved. That was only their opening move. By the end of that summer, I'd put all 4 of their names on a court docket. My name is Renee Callahan. This is what happened when temporary tried to become permanent. I'm 31, a software engineer in Ann Arbor, Michigan. 2 years ago, I bought a 4-bedroom Craftsman on my own. No help, no cosigner. 10 years of skipped vacations funded that down payment. I explain the math because my family never once did it themselves. In my family, I've been the fixer since I was a teenager. I paid off my brother Grant's credit card debt at 28. I covered my dad's truck repair and his water heater the same month and called it a birthday gift. I minded less than I should have. Being useful felt like being loved. But the house was different. Mine alone, my name on the deed, my coffee on the porch swing in total silence that belonged to me too. I got exactly 2 years of that.
Then, one Tuesday, my mother called with a voice like warm bread. "Honey, we need a little favor." Their new condo's closing had a 6-week gap, and my dad needed knee surgery. "Just till the condo's ready," she said. I emailed the terms that night. Guest room, split utilities, 8 weeks, revisit together if it slipped. My mother replied with 1 red heart emoji. I took that as a yes. I know better now. A heart emoji isn't a yes. It's a door you left unlocked, and I had no idea how far they'd walk through it. They moved in 2 days before the surgery, and the first week was genuinely fine. I drove my dad to the hospital, set up the guest room. This is what family does. Week 2, the rearranging started. My kitchen got reorganized around my mother's percolator. My dad's recliner arrived and parked itself in front of a TV that never turned off. Small things. I let them go. Then April came and the condo closing slipped to June. "Supply issues," my mother said, patting my arm. "Looks like you're stuck with us a bit longer, sweetheart." I updated my calendar. By May, my first-floor office had become the physical therapy room. "You're young, you can work anywhere," my mother said, moving my monitor to the dining table. I took client calls with a Western playing behind me and a percolator burping like a swamp.
By early June, my father was walking unassisted, driving again, meaning the medical reason for any of this was officially over. Nobody mentioned that. I circled the end of June on my mental calendar and promised myself a reckoning. Then one evening my phone rang with my brother's name on it, a man who hadn't called me on my own birthday in 3 years, and whatever was coming turned out to be a lot bigger than a favor. Grant, 35, had lost his job 2 months earlier at an auto parts plant and hidden it from everyone. His wife Paige was 4 months pregnant. Their lease was up in June. He called me and said, flatly, "We're thinking we'll just set up at your place till the baby comes. Mom already said it makes sense." I said I needed to think about it. That Friday, I flew to Seattle for work. Sunday night, my best friend Jess texted from 3 streets over. "Random question. Did you know there's a U-Haul in your driveway?" I came home Monday to a colonized house, Grant's truck in my spot, my treadmill room packed to the ceiling. Paige hugged me at the door like I'd won a reunion. My mother beamed. Family shows up for family. I said clearly this wasn't what I'd agreed to. 6 weeks, absolute ceiling. Grant laughed it off. "Relax, it's temporary. You sound like a landlord." Everyone chuckled. Later that night, carrying a box blocking the entryway, I saw Grant's blocky Sharpie label on it. It didn't say kitchen or guest room. It said master closet. A cold little fact walked into my head and sat down. He hadn't packed that box for a visit. He'd packed it for a house he already considered his. Grant's job search consisted of a gaming headset and the phrase, "I'm doing consulting," delivered from my couch at 2 p.m. Paige started taping paint swatches in my office when this is the nursery, like a settled fact. In late June, I called a house meeting, a one-page plan, chores, a utility split, a mid-August move-out date. My mother put her hand flat on the pages like soothing a spooked animal. "Sweetheart, we don't do contracts in this family." Nobody signed anything. The pages ended up under a pizza box by 8. 10 days later, I flew to Seattle again. That was the last night I ever slept in my own bedroom. I came home to 4 cardboard boxes in the hallway with my name on them. My clothes folded by hands that weren't mine, my closing day photo face down on top. On my master bedroom door, a brand new brass lock. Grant opened it like I was a delivery driver. "We figured you wouldn't mind. You're barely here anyway." My parents were at my kitchen table with coffee. My mother's eyes flicked guiltily to the ceiling. They'd helped him carry the boxes. They knew. I demanded the room back by the weekend. From the staircase, Grant's voice came down, pleasant as a weather report. Or what? He wasn't angry. He was curious, the way you're curious about a bug on its back. And I realized, standing in my own kitchen, that I didn't have an answer yet, but I was about to go find one. That Sunday, my family threw a dinner in my house to announce how they were dividing it. Grant stood at the head of my table, my chair, and unveiled the family plan. They'd keep the master, my office would become the nursery, the living room their family's own, half the garage for his tools. "You've still got your room in the kitchen," he said, like a compliment. I said, "Brett, Grant, this is my house." He smiled with genuine warmth. "Come on, Nora. It's not stealing if it's family." That night, I stopped arguing and started reading Michigan law instead. I learned the ugly truth. My family were legal tenants at will. Evicting them meant a full formal process, written notice, a statutory notice, then an actual eviction lawsuit, 8 to 12 weeks minimum. I hired attorney Marisol Vance, who reviewed my documents, the deed, mortgage statements, my original terms email, the heart emoji reply screenshotted with its date, and said plainly, "Legally, this is the cleanest case I'll see this month." Emotionally, it's the worst kind I do. Almost nobody serves their own mother. Then came the mailbox. Buried in a stack of forwarded mail, an official postal confirmation that Grant and Paige's mail forwarding to my address had been activated in late May, before he'd ever loaded a single box. I asked him what the date meant. He tapped the counter twice and said, "It means I know my rights, little sister. Look it up." He'd researched occupancy law before the U-Haul ever arrived. This wasn't a family in crisis. It was a plan, and I was the last one told. I served all 4 of them written notices on July 28th. My father read every word, folded it into quarters, and tucked it into his shirt pocket in silence. My mother screamed that I was cursing the family. Grant tore his in half and smiled. The family group chat turned against me overnight. Grant's version became, "Nora is putting a pregnant woman on the street." A hospital visit for my father's chest pains nearly broke me, until a family friend congratulated my mother on their finished condo, finished back in early July. The condo had been ready for over a month. They'd let the lie stand because my mother wanted everyone under one roof for the baby's arrival. Grant's 30 days ran out. Nobody packed. I filed the formal eviction, a real forcible entry and detainer case at the county courthouse. 18 days until the hearing, and my family used every single one, including a fake healing intervention with a pastor and a surprise baby shower thrown in my own confiscated rooms without telling me. At the hearing, the magistrate asked Grant 4 simple questions. Do you have any promise in writing? Is your name on the deed? Have you paid anything toward the property? Did you receive proper notice? 4 no's, each quieter than the last. Judgment for the plaintiff. 10 days to vacate. In the hallway afterward, Grant called me a traitor at full volume, and I gave him back his own words. You keep saying it's not stealing if it's family. The judge just gave it a different name.
My parents used 2 of their 10 days. My mother directed the moving truck like a deposed queen and left without a hug, telling me, "I hope this house keeps you warm." My father stayed 1 extra minute, oiled my squeaking back gate, left his house key and $400 in worn 20s on the counter for utilities, and told me quietly that he'd watched this exact thing happen to his own sister decades earlier and never had the spine to say so until now. Grant used every hour of his 10 days, certain I'd fold. Nora always folds. On the final morning, a sheriff's deputy and moving crew arrived.
Paige's father, embarrassed to the roots of his hair, loaded his pregnant daughter's life into his truck without a word, except to tell Grant, mid-speech about betrayal, "Son, nobody took a thing from you. Get in the truck." That night, for the first time in 7 months, I heard my own refrigerator hum in an empty house. My nephew was born that November. I mailed a savings bond and a note with no lawyers in it. "Congratulations, the door is not locked. Love, Renee." No reply came, and I let that be the answer for now. 2 weeks before Christmas, my parents knocked on my door. Actually knocked. My father with his toolbox, my mother with a store-bought pie. Not an apology, just 2 people asking to come in. I let them. My father fixed a sticking window. My mother set the table without rearranging a single cabinet. Here's what that year taught me. A family that only loves you while you're paying isn't loving you. It's billing you. Closing the account is the kindest thing you can do for both of you, because it finally shows you who actually shows up at your door for free. If this story hit home, drop your city or state in the comments. I read every one. And if you want more real stories like this every week, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. It genuinely means everything to this channel. Until next time, put it in writing and watch who still stays.